Hello, empath, highly sensitive person. This video is for you if you want actual tools to help you in your day-to-day life to live a fuller, better, whole life where you're not feeling like all your energy is being drained 24/7. These are going to be some tools and tips to help you move through life, and it's not coming from an observational way. I have been on this path and I've been on this path for many lifetimes. See, the thing is, if you're an earth angel, an empath, a highly sensitive person, you've come here on earth with this gift. And it's not just been for one lifetime. You've probably been dealing with this for the whole time you've been here on earth. And what I want you to see is that this is actually a strength, but we have to do some things to help harness it, align it, and really be empowered in this gift. Because it is a gift. As much as it feels like a burden or a weakness, or you feel like sometimes, you don't want to be here, there is times where being an empath, if you don't have those tools, it can all get too much. And these are my tips that have helped me. So, number one, filling your cup. And you'll be like, how is that going to protect my boundaries? So, the thing is, and protect my energy. The thing is that as empaths, we have auras that are very, very sensitive, nervous systems that are very, very sensitive. And so what happens is we pick up things in our environment, we pick up things with the people around us, with the different dimensions that we're connecting with different energies, sometimes different entities will be able to slip through. So what we need to do actually is to fill our cup up, fill ourselves full with light so that our aura is less penetrable, especially with negative things, and that when we are presented with someone who needs our help, who needs our energy, we actually have things to give. So this can be anything, right? This can be painting, this can be walking, this can be having a massage every week. It can be having an orgasm every day, whatever fills your cup, right? I want you to really think and sit down with a pen and paper, or actually better yet, lie down, listen to some incredible music, and tune into all the things that light you up, that makes you smile, that turns on your positive emotions. Those are the things you need to do more frequently. And what I found in my own life, but also with working with sensitive people, is that we're less likely to do things for ourselves because we're so overwhelmed with everything and everyone else's opinions. And that's because also the ego is less developed in a sensitive, empathic person. So how do we develop the ego? We find out what she wants. Like, what does she like? What does she want to do? Actually figuring those things out and moving towards those things that light us up. And what that does is it brings a better sense of self, so we can actually identify ourselves among all the other stuff, all the other people, all the other energies that we're connecting with. Okay, so that is the first one. Nextly, what kind of leads on from this is moving away from things that deplete our energy. So while you're doing that exercise where you're going to listen to meditation music and you're going to lie down and you're going to bring your attention to things that light you up and see your emotional and your physiological response, I also want you to connect to things that deplete your energy. And how this is going to feel like is like the life is sucked out of you. Maybe you get stiff, maybe you get tense. And some things are unavoidable, right? So some things, maybe you're a carer for someone, maybe you have a young child that's depleting your energy, maybe you have a stressful family member, maybe you have a boss that's really horrible and angry. And you find that their harsh energy just cripples your energy. Okay, so I want you to identify those things. And some things, as I said, are unavoidable, but some things aren't. So you may find that what depletes your energy is spending a certain amount of time per day doing a certain thing, right? And really tuning into what depletes your energy, because as an empath, our energy is a little bit more sensitive and sacred, in a sense of we have to be very, very, very aware of where we're putting our energy. And what you'll realize as an empath is you're probably doing a lot that depletes your energy just to please other people. So, for example, I remember I was always very good at kind of realizing this. So, when I was coming off age, it was a thing to have like a job in a pub or have a job in like I don't know, a clothing store. And people would like hold down these jobs because they need extra money. And I guess for me, like I wanted extra money too, but I could not last in one of those jobs for more than 3 months. And obviously, I come from a privileged position where I guess I was living at home and I was being supported, so I could stop. But I couldn't stay there any longer, right? And so for me, I had to sacrifice some things and not, go on certain holidays or buy certain clothes because I couldn't actually stand the environment. So this even happens I thought, I'd hit the jackpot. I got a job in a crystal shop. Yeah. So not every spiritual place is going to be high energy. Actually, the owner was an alcoholic. It was a very weird environment. So I learned a lot about, I sometimes couldn't even carry on. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. You have to listen to what depletes your energy, because ultimately it's for your good. And energy, the more you fill your cup and the more you move towards things that fill your cup and light you up, and the more you move away from things that deplete yourself, the more you're going to actually be able to give and to respond to the people around you that need you, and respond to strangers, help energetically around the world, whatever you want to do. Okay, so those are my first two tips for you. And when you are doing that exercise, I want you to pay real attention to the things that are coming up. Next is energetic boundaries. So, of course, we have the things in the 3D world that light us up and deplete us, but there's also the subtle energies. And I want you to pay attention to your body with this. If you're not so in tune with your psychic abilities, which most empaths and sensitives are, and tune into your body, I want you to start feeling your auric field. Start feeling where your energy stops and someone else's energy starts. And this comes with a simple exercise you can do. And I'll take you through it in a second. That's really going to help identify when you have other people's energy in your auric field or when it's just you. And what does that feel like when it's just you? So I'd like you to close your eyes, come to the present moment. And I'd like you to imagine a gigantic bubble that encompasses you and encompasses the street that you're on. And just feel into how it feels in your body, how it feels to have the street in your energetic body. Just feel into it. So you might feel nervous, you might feel happy, you're feeling all different things. You might pick up on actual people. You might pick up on your neighbor down the street who's got an issue with their wife, And now I want you to bring that bubble to the house that you're in or the apartment that you're in. Okay, so the apartment I'm staying at has about eight apartments in. That's a lot of people in there, right? So I'm feeling into that. It's feeling a lot more grounded, but I'm sensing a male energy that's quite controlling. And I don't even know, but I feel like that's coming from upstairs. I'm finding it's hard to find myself in this, right? And for you, it might be your house. Maybe you have other family members. Maybe you have a pet. Or maybe you're just tuning into the energies of your house. Remember, not only do people hold energies, but houses hold energies, okay? And now I want you to bring that bubble into the room that you're in. And so the room that I'm in is actually a part of my front room. And that's got my partner in it. So I'm feeling now into both our energies. And I want you to also make that distinction. What does your room feel like? How does it feel in your body? How does it feel to feel into those energies? And now I'd like you to bring your bubble in a few feet away from your being and just feel into your own energy. How does it feel to just feel your own energy? Feel that bubble around you. Feel that resistance and that bubble that's just holding you and not holding anyone else. And that's a great exercise to do to just connect you to your energy and no one else's. Incredible. And you could also clear your energy with any light that you want to. Clear anything away in your aura that you want to release. Next, we have psychological boundaries. So psychological boundaries are literally saying no more than yes. It's really that simple, but it's hard in actual practice. So I want you to actually say and get used to saying no to things that not 100% light you up. Like there's some things that you're going to have to say yes to, you know, if you have any responsibilities or obligations. Let's say you have a kid and you don't feel like picking them up to school today, maybe you're overwhelmed, you're going to still have to pick them up, right? But if you have been invited by your friends to go out and you're feeling tired, respect that, honor your body and say no. So that's a really important one. Something I want you to actually pick up in your day to day, the choices that you're making. Are you saying yes too much? And lastly, I want you to connect to the idea that compassion extends not only to the outside world, but to yourself. And I could do a whole episode on Kuan Yin. But the idea is that if we're not holding ourselves, if we're not holding our heart with our stuff, not only other people's stuff, but our stuff as well, then we're not fully actually using this gift that we have for good. Because you're here to integrate the ego, the self, with God, with the divine. This is your lesson here, is to integrate the ego, the I, with the them, with the everything. That's why we're human and we're doing this. So compassion needs to extend to you. You can only hold so much, hold someone so much as you hold yourself. So you may be going around thinking that you're being an incredible empath and you're giving and you're giving and you're giving. But if you're giving from nothing, then that person can feel that. And actually, then you're not really giving them much energy. You're actually just kind of sitting in their misery with them. And so I invite you to see this depth of compassion that you have as something that needs to start from within. That's a well that you need to connect with. And that's where we're going to end. I'd like you to bring your hands to your heart. And I'd like you to tune into your own sense of compassion for yourself. Anything that you've been holding onto, anything that's been stressing you out, listening to yourself, actually holding it. And I want you to end with a cuddle to yourself, just acknowledging that you're human and that you're having a human experience and that you're not a superhero as much as your powers may remind you or may, well, you are. You are an incredible superhero, but as much as your powers may make you feel like that, you also have to remember that you're human. Okay.